And there's also something to be said too when we kind of put on this fake happy smile face and try to like pretend like, Rome isn't burning behind us. People can also feel that insincerity and that inauthenticness. Let's dive into an example of how my scarcity mindset was applied, but then how it was shifted. And this was very accidental. This is something now that I look back on and I realized what had happened. But in the time, this was not something that I was really understanding what was happening. So I was hanging on so tightly to this agency. I was hanging on to everything to keep us afloat. That means I was hanging on to clients that did not pay us well. I was hanging on to guidelines and company culture that did not serve us. I was hanging on to people and vendors and strategic partners because I didn't want to let them down. And essentially, I was hanging on to all of these things and straining so tightly just to keep the agency afloat. When I had surrendered, I had let everything go. I had let go all the things that were not serving myself or the agency. Why? Because I was done. I was letting go. That opened us up to a whole new opportunity. And the reason I say that is because at this time, I'm building it super. We have this incredible launch party. I'm kind of slowly releasing everything with Ekis marketing while kind of building up this awesome brand that I had so much creative play and my team was so excited about that all of a sudden, more and more people started coming to the agency and more aligned clients and clients that actually wanted to pay our retainers and clients that were not terrible to work with. These were class A, amazing dream clients, team members, and people started wanting to work with us that were people that are still a part of the team that are absolutely magical. Team members that brought in new services and new ideas and were just very excited about what we were doing. And everything started to shift. And I remember thinking, like, holy shit, this woo woo stuff really does work. Like, I remember thinking that, like, talking to my coach. And for me, I'm such a realist. Like, I'm such someone that needs like proof. And I've told you this guy, I think I've told you guys this, but like I'm a kinesthetic learner. Like I have to feel and touch something in order for it to get through my brain. I'm super visual, but I also have to be touching. Like I take physical notes like for clients, even though we have Notion as our project manager. And, you can't, if you try to verbally communicate something to me, it usually goes one ear and right out the other. But if I can see it and I can see you do it, I will learn it and become the best at it. So I remember like thinking like, okay, so this is really interesting. Like I'm shifting out of this scarcity mindset because I'm releasing everything. And now all this opportunity is coming to me. But why? Like, yes, I believe in magic and spirit and energy, but why? Like, tell me why this is happening. So I needed evidence. I needed physical proof. And once we had launched Get Super, we had this amazing launch party, and Get Super really became a case study for what we could do in the branding and CPG world. And it was awesome because it was also my brand, but we had just had so much fun and really kind of like knocked it out of the park that we were getting like all these inquiries. So I started looking like through like what I was doing differently inside of the agency and then what I was doing, what I had previously been doing. And I started realizing that the scarcity mindset thing had played a huge role in keeping down the growth of my agency. And let me tell you why. So number one, first and foremost, the energy that you bring in to a room, whether you are working with your team, you're working with clients, you are working on your relationship, is palpable. People can feel if you are in a bad mood. People can feel if you are vibrating lower, which again, when we talk about high vibrations versus low vibrations, high vibrations can feel like you're very grounded, you're very calm, you're very happy or excited. And the way that I kind of like to look at that is like, if you've ever walked into a room and you met someone and they were just so excited or they were just so happy or they were just so calm that you were instantly attracted to them and you just wanted to be around them for some reason, that's almost to me. And again, I am not a spiritual guru. So you guys tell me if I'm fucking totally speaking this wrong, but this is from my own personal experience and from my own vision or from my own lens. Um, but that's to me a vibration, right? Like that's a high vibration. When I'm around someone and I just want to be in their energy, I just want to be in the same room as them. To me, I'm attracted to that energy. I'm attracted to them because I feel that and it makes me feel good. So low vibration, right, is the complete opposite. Have you ever had someone walk in the room and you're like, fuck, man, like fucking Gary's here. Like, oh, I don't want to be around him. Or, for example, like maybe it's a family member that you can't stand, or your boss, or your coworker, or your roommate. And you kind of just feel this like weird, awkward tension, or you just don't, someone's very depressive, or, someone's very negative. There's these low vibration feelings where you just don't want to be around them. So when I was in the scarcity mindset, I was completely stressed. I was very hanging on for dear life. So when I would go to speak to my employees, when I go to speak to my team, to my current clients or potential clients, there was this energy that did not feel good. And they could feel that. And as their leader, it was very unsettling. As their partner or their marketing vendor or whatever you wanted to call me, their friend, it wasn't a good feeling to be around me. And that sucks. But that was where I was at, and as the best that I could try, you could always still kind of feel that. And there's also something to be said too when we kind of put on this fake happy smile face and try to like pretend like, Rome isn't burning behind us. People can also feel that insincerity and that inauthenticness. So that was one of the biggest things that I immediately started noticing was that my energy had now shifted. I had surrendered and I was happy. I was working on Get Super and, I didn't really like give a fuck about the agency right at that point. I was like, yeah, it's going to do whatever it's going to do or like we're going to shut it down. Like it was very much this radical decision. And people kind of felt that. And in a weird way, people wanted to be more in my energy because of what I was doing with Get Super and because I had surrendered all of this kind of negative vibration from the agency. So I started attracting people and I started attracting clients that understood what I was doing for Get Super and understood what the agency did. And they wanted to work with us because they felt excited. They felt my excitement. They felt good being around me. Same thing with our team. Again, as a leader, someone that is driving the ship, someone that is paying your payroll, people can feel when things are not grounded. As much as we want to try and hide it, it's almost better if we're like, yeah, hey, this is like a really fuck scenario and I'm kind of scared, but we're going to figure this out and get through it. It's almost better. And I think at times too, that's one thing that I had to learn about being a leader is sometimes I have to just have radical transparency with my team and with my clients. You know, sometimes shit happens. Sometimes we make mistakes and it's not okay and it sucks, but we have to move forward. And the best thing that you can do in a scenario like that is just being honest and being like, listen, we did not do this the right way, or as a leader on my team, I'm not having a great day. I'm super upset or I'm super emotional. And, I just want you guys to know that that's where I'm at today. But we're going to continue to move forward and do everything that we can.